Mic check, mic check. Excuse me. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, Mike good, man. Welcome back, Earz to the Streetz TV. All right, we're gonna take a little break off all the drama and all that stuff like that. We want to get to this content on I was about to say USL, y'all. YSL, the Young Thug trial. Now, it's been a lot of interesting things happening in this trial. I've been meaning to get to it, but of course I've been getting distracted into a lot of the BS that's been going on. But I'm glad everybody, the people that are here, because I think this is gonna be a good show. We got a lot to break down, so I decided to start early today. Of course, I had to take another day from work because I'm still having these, chest pains and a little bit of respiration, complications. So I definitely thought it was wise for me to make sure I get my breathing and my chest feeling right before I go back out there and put myself back in a hazardous position. But it ain't no big thing, man. Ain't no big thing. I can definitely operate at least from the house right now, until I'm feeling 100% better. Health is wealth, y'all. Health is wealth. So keep you some oil of oregano on deck and some elderberry capsule. Right. I'm definitely keeping my tea on deck and everything. It keeps me smooth. I've been on some immune capsules and stuff. So I've been eating and stuff, getting my energy back all right. So it's just a slow process. We getting back right. We getting back right slowly but surely. But if I got to be at the house though, you might as well be at the house and doing something else that you like doing and stuff like that. And of course, that's live streaming about things that I like to talk about. Now, when it comes to court stuff, y'all know I love to talk about court stuff. I'm not a lawyer. I just pretend to be a lawyer on YouTube. So y'all bear with me. So let's get into the Young Thug trial. What has been going on? Now, we started on the Young Thug trial as soon as the trial started. We got distracted a little bit with some other things, but we kind of, if you've been rocking with me, you know the gist of where we started at. We broke it down from day one. So where I'm going to start at now, we're going to start at where the trial at right now, and we're going to work our way back. Now, it's some interesting things happened yesterday. I'm pretty sure some more interesting things are going to happen today. The most wildest thing happened yesterday, something that you probably never ever seen and is very rare. Yesterday, we saw Young Thug lawyer go to jail. Yeah, I said that right. Young Thug lawyer went to jail yesterday. Now, I know y'all wondering, to the people that haven't been keeping up with this case, why in the hell would somebody's lawyer go to jail? And that's very simple. Sometimes you got some corrupt ass judges. In this case, I think this judge is corrupt. And he got caught in the act of being corrupt by Young Thug's lawyer. So kind of when he got caught, he decided to, throw a little temper tantrum and decide that he wanted to give Thug's lawyer some time in the jailhouse. But like I said, we're gonna get into that and we're gonna go over why he thought it was necessary to throw Young Thug's lawyer in jail. So that might be that's the third lawyer that damn near went to jail from this lawyer. Because remember YSL Becky, she went to jail too. They found out YSL Becky was giving out information, giving these boys, telling these boys about stuff that might have been going on in court. That I think she told one of the boys that they had a warrant coming up or something like that. And so they arrested YSL Becky, but now they arresting Michael Steele, which is one of the top lawyers in Atlanta. Salute, Jimmy McFly. Oh yeah, Lil Woody came in, so that's who we got up now, y'all. So if Earz gonna catch y'all up. I promise y'all, Earz gonna catch y'all up. They just got past the part in trial where they talked about the shooting of Big Nut, aka Donovan Thomas, aka Nut, who is the person that everybody feels that got this whole investigation popped off. So we gonna go over that too. They had the situation of Nut that got killed or whatever. They've been going over that. Now, YSL Woody, the guy that you're looking on the screen, he's supposed to be one of the co-founders of YSL. He's also supposed to be one of the shooters, along with the other dude that's in court right now. He's supposed to be one of the shooters and murderers of Big Nut. Now, he signed an immunity deal. Immunity means that if you come up here and you testify everything that you know about a crime, they won't try to pursue to charge you for those same crimes. So part of his deal was to give them the information he knows about, pretty much YSL, pretty much tell them that YSL a gang, probably tell them that Young Thug is the leader of the gang, and hopefully they was hoping to get him to tell them about the murder of Nut. Now, did that happen? We about to find out. So, without me running my mouth too much, let's we're gonna see what happened before yesterday. Now, this is YSL Woody. As y'all notice, he's in the blue jumpsuit that you get in the jailhouse because he ended up going to jail Friday. Why is that, you ask? Was that Friday? Yeah. Why is that, you ask? Because he refused, he pleaded the fifth. But for some reason, he changed his mind about pleading the fifth. But let's go back to Friday when he pleaded the fifth, and then we're gonna go forward from there, and I'll show y'all why the lawyer got arrested. The trial should be starting a little bit soon, so we're gonna catch some of the live trial also. But we're gonna kind of slow roll on the way back and see everything that's been going on, and see how this trial going, man. I hope everybody enjoy the breakdown and everything. We haven't been on the YSL for a while. So hopefully y'all can enjoy the content. We ain't got no drama going on over here today. Not right now anyway. Maybe later on if I feel like it, but this is what the content gonna be today. If y'all mods, if y'all see anybody coming in here trying to distract the show, y'all know what to do with them. If they can't come in here and enjoy the show and stick to the topic. Now if you're an op and you want to come in here and you want to stick to the topic, we could put the side-eye bullshit for a day and you can enjoy the topic. But if you're coming in here trying to distract the show, talking about other bullshit and other people or whatever, we don't want to hear about that shit. If anybody sees something going on in YouTube that y'all think I want to know, hit me on the back end. Don't disturb the show with some shit that's going on with these weirdos. So that's all I ask today, or at least for right now while we going on this. Let's stay focused on the YSL trial. So without further ado, let's get to our first presentation. All right, so this is gonna be Friday when YSL Woody came up, and he was in regular street clothes. He came in off the streets, and he decided that he was gonna plead the fifth. And when he did that, they really didn't like that, and then we're gonna see where it went from there. See how this thing went.
All right, Mr. Copeland, go ahead and approach the witness stand. Before you sit down, if you would turn and face Deputy Hand and be sworn as a witness.
Raise your hand. You swear affirm testimony to everybody get according to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, help?
Yes.
Maybe see, you state your first and last name with the spelling of both, please.
You say that again?
State your first and last name with the spelling of both, please.
Kenneth Copeland.
Mr. Copeland, do me a favor. Pull your chair up as close as you can to the microphone and speak directly into it so we can all hear you. So if you could state and spell your first and last name for the record, please.
Kenneth Copeland.
Spell it, please.
KENNETHCOPELAND.
Thank you, sir. All right.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay.
Anytime a nigga start their sentence out like that, but you know you're in for a long ass day.
Are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside to your headquarters of jury deliberation, please?
All right, Missouri.
And that's just how that went Friday. That man ain't want to talk about shit. He came, he agreed with the DA that he was gonna testify. He was gonna help them out. He was gonna give them some information. Soon as he came in that bitch, he was trying to be, difficult. Now, I ain't sure that they brought him. Right now, the jury is in there. So he did that in front of the jury. But before, they brought him up there and they asked him, hey, are you going to plead? Are you going to testify? And he was saying he was kind of on the edge of whether he was going to testify or not. But then his lawyer advised him, yeah, you got to testify. Now, you can say whatever the fuck you want to. But it's part of your agreement, it's part of your immunity to testify. Now, he's not being charged in none of these crimes. He's there as a witness. So they need his testimony. He's actually like a star witness. Shit, he's one of the main witnesses. So now he wants to come in, he don't want to cooperate. Just something like the rest of the motherfuckers that then came in there. None of them want to cooperate. Now, he's well aware that his ass about to go to jail.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us. Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
Now you gotta kind of see when the judge said that Friday, I don't think nobody thought nothing about it. He was like, yeah, we'll, stay in there the Monday. We'll see if, we can get you to testify on Monday. See if we can get you to change your mind.
All right. State, do you have any other witnesses you plan on calling this afternoon? No, Your Honor. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll call our jury and tell them that you're going to be in recess for the weekend, and we'll come back on Monday.
And then, Your Honor, the jury is excused. Would you please entertain a motion for a mistrial?
Mr. Steele, I'll entertain it right now.
I didn't want to hold the jury, but that'll be fine.
So now this
And what's
is the type shit
basis for your mistrial? We didn't know he was going to invoke. We didn't know what he was going to testify to, and I certainly didn't let him. He was only asked one question. So at this point in time, there's really, you can't knowingly let a witness invoke their Fifth Amendment privilege in front of a jury, but that didn't happen in this case.
The judge lying through his fucking teeth, y'all. Everybody in the courtroom knew that old boy said he wasn't gonna testify. And that's why Michael Steele is asking them for this mistrial, because the judge trying to act like the DA did not know that this man was saying he was gonna plead the fifth. You're not supposed to let a defendant get in front of the jury and say they gonna plead the fifth. They supposed to find that out before the jury comes in. So this is where Michael Steele is having a problem with, and this is, I think, where the little brewing between them done started at, where he ended up getting this man locked up. So I'm showing y'all how it led up to Michael Steele getting locked up.
Last thing we heard from Mr. Copeland was he was going to testify.
So everything you say, I'll adopt because I was about to say those words. Based upon information belief, I'd like to call witnesses from the prosecution. I was told, I do not have the personal information, but I was told that Mr. Copeland made that known to officers of the prosecution team prior to being called right now. And
But it's what I was told. I mean,
No, bitch, it ain't about what you was told. This man got witnesses that they were already told that man said he wasn't gonna motherfucking testify. Then even when he got up there on that stage with you, he said he was gonna plead the fifth, and then you changed his mind like, oh, well, you know, you're supposed to, we're gonna have to lock you up for blah, blah, blah. He went and talked to his people, said, yeah, I'm gonna testify. But people heard him out in the hallway say, all right, I'm pleading the fifth. So if you feel that there's a suspicion that this man gonna get in front of them, you ain't supposed to let him testify. Plain and simple. This judge is looking more and more corrupt every day.
the last thing the court knew, and he has counsel.
If a party knows that a witness is going to invoke the Fifth Amendment in front of a jury, which poisons us, I mean, there's no doubt it prejudices Mr. Williams et al., all of them, because this trial's been going on now, I believe, 8 months in front of a jury, and they've heard Mr. Copeland's name however many times a court reporter says.
Casey, that's what we've heard.
No,
So.
the jurors have heard Kenneth Copeland.
And as well, okay.
I opened on him that he's the killer. We cross-examined all these witnesses about Kenneth Copeland. The state talked about Kenneth Copeland. My point is, if this honorable court finds that the state knew or had reason to believe that he was going to do this in front of a jury, that his response was going to be, I'm invoking the Fifth Amendment, then, Your Honor, yes, I adopt what you said. That's wrong of a party, and I'm moving for mistrial.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir. It would apply to everyone. Yes, Ms. Love.
Your Honor, I'd just like to put some things on the record
Sure.
regarding Mr. Copeland. As we stated earlier, Mr. Copeland has.
I don't want to interrupt you. Your Honor, I'm just telling the court I am not accepting the proffer.
Your Honor,
Anybody can
if I
testify.
may.
Okay, but counsel
I mean,
gets the proffer, Mr. Steele. I can accept that. So could you sit down and sit down, sir?
Sit down.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, Ms. Love, you can complete your proffer at this time.
Your Honor, yes. Just to relate to the court the observations that members of our office have made throughout the course of this morning and throughout the time that we've been dealing with Mr. Copeland. Our cause for concern is Mr. Copeland's communication that he is going to us, that he is going to speak, that he is going to speak on the stand, that he is going to testify, and watching what happens when Mr. Copeland gets on the stand. Mr. Copeland did not want to have to be taken into custody. The court gave him the opportunity to have present.
Man, that man don't give a fuck about going to jail, man. That man been in jail for the last 10 years. Back and forth. That man don't think being out a whole year. Man don't give a fuck about doing that time.
In court with him, someone who is supposed to be representing his best interests. What we have seen is communication, both verbal and nonverbal, between Mr. Copeland's supposed counsel and counsel for defendants. And a look as if I tried from Mr. Copeland's supposed counsel in the direction of counsel for the defendants after Mr. Melnick attempted to assert for Mr. Copeland. May I finish?
Let her finish, Mr. Melnick. Please sit down. I'll let you start. Okay? All right. Thank you, sir.
While Mr. Copeland is on the stand stating that he wants to testify, that he will testify rather. So we are watching, and Mr. Melnick, I believe it may even be captured on film. The court can look at it. Mr. Melnick turns to the direction of counsel for the defendants and motions like, that's it. Then, upon information and belief, as we are standing out waiting for the jury to come in, Mr. Copeland requests to speak with counsel for the state, but Mr. Melnick keeps walking in. Then, as
Does he at any point in time tell you I'm not going to testify? I'm invoke the Fifth Amendment.
No. As what happens, as Mr. Copeland requested to speak with the state.
He might have not have told you, but you heard that nigga. You overheard him say it.
Mr. Melnick keeps going in, regardless of Mr. Copeland's request to speak with the state. And then we learn that Mr. Melnick tells Mr. Copeland they are going to hammer you. So Ms. Hilton comes back in and asks me, had I spoken with Mr. Melnick? Had I told him that we are going to hammer Mr. Copeland? The state had not made any such communication with anybody. So what we are seeing, we believe, is tampering with witnesses, this particular witness on the part of people who are not the state. So we are concerned. I don't know that Mr. Copeland's interest is being represented when that interest may not be in alignment with the people that Mr. Melnick is communicating with on breaks and after Mr. Copeland has communicated to this court. He will testify. So watching the goings on as Mr. Copeland is not on the stand, it has been publicized, it has been hyped up that Mr. Copeland is the next witness. Mr. Copeland is the witness. And then Mr. Copeland, he's been nothing but cordial. He's been nothing but communicative with Ms. Hilton during the time that she has been interviewing him and speaking with him. And the reason Ms. Hilton was not in here just now when the jury came out is that Mr. Copeland asked to speak with Ms. Hilton. But Mr. Melnick kept going back in there and going back in there and going back in there. And the reason that we have a problem with this is that Mr. Copeland is not facing any charges. For Mr. Melnick to suggest or say to him that we're going to hammer him, it causes us to call into question whose interest he's representing. And so we would ask that, you know, what I haven't even thought of in my mind an appropriate remedy at this point, because it is wrong for parties to inject themselves on behalf of purportedly one person. And I don't know, I guess they're, you know, I don't know what's going on, but I can say that this entire day, starting from the point at which Mr. Melnick is invoking Mr. Copeland's Fifth Amendment right after Mr. Copeland has said he's going to testify, has gone a little off rails, and it's a little bit concerning.
So she's mad because that man, actual lawyer, Queen Briella, the man, actually lawyer, is telling him to invoke his Fifth Amendment right. He don't have to say shit if he don't want to. So they're saying is, hey, we already had the nigga ready to snitch. And now all of a sudden he don't want to snitch. We think they mess with him. We think they told him something. They told him that we gonna hammer him. Everybody know that y'all gonna hammer that man. Y'all gonna ask him a whole bunch of dumbass questions that he don't want to answer. So you're saying the reason that the man don't want to testify because somebody told him they gonna hammer you, which his lawyer told him that? So you don't have a remedy of what you want to do because, of course, you can't lock the man up. Only thing you can do is give him a contempt of court. Yeah, you can lock him up to the trial over. Shit, that man done did so much time, he don't give a damn about that.
So, Your Honor, as to this motion for a mistrial, we would argue that it's caused by actions on the part of people other than the state, that Mr. Copeland got here and said what he did. So we will continue to speak with Mr. Copeland because Mr. Copeland doesn't have any charges that are open. If he asks to speak with us, which he has, we'll go and speak with him. And I'm not even certain what is going on behind me with respect to persons who are purporting to represent the best interest of Mr. Copeland. But it would appear to me that Mr. Copeland's best interest would be served by Mr. Copeland not being inside the Fulton County Jail. But that's just my opinion. So, Your Honor, I would ask that the court deny the motion for a mistrial at the very least. And if it goes any further, find that actions by people other than the state have led to us being where we are, because Mr. Copeland was at the point right before lunch of agreeing to testify. That is the reason we were ready to get started right before lunch, because now he's been told he's going to be hammered by his attorney. I guess he told him that I guess the state's going to hammer him. I don't even know what, but Ms. Hilton has gone over the questions that she has for Mr. Copeland. She has spoken with him about it. They have been speaking cordially with one another. And this idea that somehow someone is entitled to mistrial as a result of this action on the part of Mr. Copeland is a farce under these circumstances. We'd ask that the court deny the motion.
All right. I'm going to deny the motion for mistrial, Mr. Steele, at this point in time.
She didn't even have to say all that. He already had in his head he was going to deny the motion. That man ain't about to have he don't want no mistrial on his watch. He want to keep this trial, but they going to throw his ass off of this case. I'm almost sure about that now, after we about to see what we about to see in a minute.
I'll note that you've made it, and I'll let Mr. Melnick in just a second make whatever remarks he wants. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I would like, but my understanding is, I'm going to proffer this, but there's a great investigator who is looking at me and I trust her. I'd like to call her as a witness. I was told, I was not there, I was told that, and I forget her name, I know her first name, but her last name. And Investigator Long, and I may be wrong, heard Mr. Copeland, prior to coming into the courtroom, almost immediately prior, state, and I'm reading from Mr. Kokomo, If I have to go to jail, then lock me up, and then the Honorable David Botts told me, as I was walking in, that he heard, he's right behind me, so he should be speaking for himself, but he heard Kenneth Copeland tell the prosecution, if I said the wrong people, please correct it, that he's invoking the Fifth. That's why I raised it. I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. I'm saying that if a party knows or has a reason to believe that a witness may invoke the Fifth Amendment in front of a jury, we avoid that at all costs.
But the challenge we're having, Mr. Steele, is I do believe that there's probably been some behavior that probably wouldn't pass the good faith test of there's a lot of influences inside and outside. So I'm going to basically base it on the proffers of counsel and just remind you all of your professional responsibility requirements. Okay.
Well,
so I'm going to
remind it all the time because I live them. I'm just telling the court that in order for you to deny my motion for a mistrial, this is bad.
and I'm going to deny your motion, and I've made my ruling. So I'm done at this point in time. Okay. In terms of this motion for mistrial.
Well, I'd like to call the witnesses, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm not going to call any witness. I don't need any.
He don't want to call the witness that heard the man say that he wasn't going to testify. Now make that make sense. If you're a judge and you're trying to be fair and there's people saying that they heard this man say that he wasn't going to testify, and you know it's against the rules to allow somebody to get in front of the jury, plead the Fifth, knowing that they was going to do that the whole time, and it makes the case look biased. Now, that ain't the first time the judge is going to do something that looks a little weird. So let's fast forward a little bit. In some kind of way,
how much should good car insurance cost?
Some kind of way they end up getting a young man to testify. Now, I wonder how. So come around yesterday, they made that nigga sit in the jail. They made that nigga sit in jail over weekend. They done gave him a nice old blue suit. So now they got his mind right. So here it is Monday. This is what was happening yesterday. Now this is right before they decided to arrest Michael Steele. And y'all about to see what led up into them arresting Michael Steele. Because now all of a sudden this man wants to testify. Now listen to what he said. And this is hilarious, y'all. So I'm going to let y'all hear what he got to say.
Open here, so go ahead, Ms. Hilton.
In his testimony.
Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I got to say it back.
You haven't said anything yet. On Friday when we left, I asked you how old you are. You said you were grown. Can you please tell us in numbers how old you are?
Say that again.
Sure. Can you please tell the jury how old you are in numbers?
32.
And when is your birthday?
Say that again.
When is your birthday? I'm sorry. When is your birthday?
Next month.
Is that July?
I think so.
Okay. And are we born on July 25th?
I guess.
Okay. Are you from?
These niggas did all that snitching, y'all. If I go back and I show y'all the video, cause we reviewed the video of his snitching video. Man, if I go back to that video and show y'all how easily that nigga was snitching. But now he want to get in here and he don't want to tell these folks his birthday. He don't want to answer nothing directly. What's good, Brittany Smith?
From Atlanta.
I'm from Candyville.
Okay. Is that a section of the city in Atlanta?
I guess.
You guess? All right. And did you grow up in Mechanicsville?
For sure.
Did you say for sure? All right. And when you grew up, do you have siblings?
Huh?
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
All right. And when you were
Salute,
younger,
steady
did you
grinding.
live with all your brothers and sisters?
Overrule, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to specifically talk about your brothers. How many brothers do you have?
Overrule, sir.
More than one.
Okay. How many?
I think 3.
All right. And
Hey man, this nigga thinking of ways just to fuck with her. Ain't no way in the world to take a nigga that long to think about when his birthday, how many brothers, sisters he got, where he grew up at, none of that shit. This nigga thinking about every question thoroughly. Same way them other two niggas did. They want to snitch, but until they get in front of that camera, then they want to be a little hesitant about how they snitch.
And what are your 3 brothers' names?
Overruled, sir.
Trey, not a boss.
Say that one more time. You said it's
What's good, Robzilla TV? Salute to you. Everybody make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in, man. Salute to the chat.
fast.
Nato, Trey's boss.
Nato, Trez, and Boss. Okay. Nato, what's Nato's given name? You just give me the first name.
I just did.
Nato?
Yeah.
Okay. Trez, what's Trez's first name?
Trey's.
Is Trez's first name Ron Trez?
I guess.
All right. And Nato, is that Rodney?
I guess.
Okay. And then what's the third nickname you gave me?
Boss.
Is Boss Rodriguez?
I guess.
All right. And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay. What are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Oh, just tell me some of them.
I only know one. Slater.
Slater. Is that elementary school or middle school?
Elementary.
Why you don't remember what middle school you went to? Did you go to middle school?
I think I did.
How long did you go to? Did you finish middle school?
Relevance.
Overruled.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Did you go to high school at all?
Yeah.
All right. When you went to high school, did you go to Southside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overruled, sir.
I think the relevance to her questions is she's trying to find out like what schools he went to that some of these other dudes went to, so they could kind of link that they met in school. I think that's what she's trying to go at. And she's trying to see how cooperative he gonna be.
Did you graduate from high school?
No.
All right. Do you remember what year you left high school?
No.
All right. After high school, did you work?
No.
What did you do after high school if you weren't working?
Say that again.
Did you do anything? If you weren't working, what were you doing?
Robin?
I don't recall.
Okay. Are you married?
Nope.
Are you in a relationship?
Nope.
Right. Do you have children?
You know that.
Okay. I do, but the jury doesn't. Do you have children?
Yep.
All right. How many?
More than one.
All right. Do you have more than 3?
I might. Ain't no telling.
Okay. That's fair. Do you have 2 that you know of?
Yeah.
All right. And how old are your 2 children?
The same age.
What's that?
I don't know. Y'all been having me in jail so long. I can't recall.
Okay. Were you in jail on Friday? Prior to?
Yeah, I was in jail Friday.
Were you in jail on Thursday?
He already did that, Lavelle. He told him to show him to the cell. He went to the cell for the weekend, and now all of a sudden they got that nigga talking. The first day he came out here like he pleaded the 5th. He ain't even answer what his birthday was. They took his ass to jail for the weekend. Now all of a sudden he coming in here and he gonna testify. But I think what he learned when he went to jail is that he was like, damn, I should just go ahead and testify. Just tell them a whole bunch of bullshit. Because technically they can't hold you in contempt if you tell them something. You ain't got to tell them all the truth. So, you know, I think that's what he realized when he went to jail. So he'll like, you know, now I'm going to just come in and I'm going to act a fool. I'm about to make myself a star.
Thursday ain't came yet.
No, last Thursday.
I felt like it.
All right. When you weren't in jail last Thursday, although you felt like it, how old were your children?
I don't know their ages.
Okay. Are you currently working?
I'm in jail.
Prior to going to jail on Friday, are you currently working?
Nope.
Hey, that shit be funny as fuck. She said, are you currently working? Nigga, I'm in jail. Fuck you talking about?
All right. Now, you talked about being in jail, which was on Friday. Prior to any of this, do you have any criminal convictions?
Of course.
Okay. Do you know offhand how many?
Don't keep up with it.
Okay. Tell the jurors the types of crimes that you've been convicted of.
Driving without license.
Okay.
What up?
Man, out of all the shit that nigga think of, that nigga said driving without license. Nigga, you got all kind of goddamn robberies and assaults and probably attempted murders and no telling what this nigga from Mechanicville. Mechanicville probably one of the roughest side of Atlanta you want to be on. Don't get yourself caught over there in Mechanicville. If your ass ain't been to Atlanta, if you ain't from Mechanicville, stay your ass from over there. Talking about a pistol get put in your face so goddamn fast, they don't give a damn if you an innocent woman just at the gas station, whatever. Them boys over there crazy. Niggas, they ain't went to school. They ain't got shit going on over there except for robbing. Shit, they robbed old boy JT the Bigger Figure and shot him. There's a lot of rappers got robbed over there. All right, lovely lace. They ain't gonna find you so lovely. You ain't gonna have no lace front. They gonna take your lace front.
Down with suspended license.
Okay, what else?
Ran in front of police.
All right, what else? Let me ask, do you have a theft?
I'll be putting charges on me, so I go to jail for the charges y'all throw on me.
Okay. Do you have a conviction for theft by taking?
You tell me?
Do you recall having a conviction for theft by taking from 2009?
Hey, Lavelle, you gotta think about it though. This was like when before he started making all the money, but he was making the hits because he was still in the street. But all of this stuff that he caught up with, it's before he made it to like superstar status. He was popular, he was up and coming, but you know what I'm saying, these was the niggas that was still around him. Salute young Riaz. These was the dudes that was still around him that was keeping him with his reputation. And if you think about it, he ain't really do a lot. It's the dudes that's around him that did everything. And you can see these niggas was reckless. Salute 40.
What did I take?
Yes or no?
I don't know what happened in 2009.
Okay. Do you recall having any convictions for aggravated assault?
Probably so.
All right. What about conviction for entering auto?
I don't know.
Okay. What about for terroristic threats?
What about?
Do you have a conviction for terroristic threats?
I think they were with the aggravated assault.
Okay. What about theft by receiving stolen property?
I don't know.
What about possession of a vehicle with altered VIN number?
Never heard of that.
Okay. And what about possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute?
What's that?
Did you ever take a drug charge recently?
Oh, that's the charge y'all put on me.
Okay. Did you plead guilty to that?
I had to.
All right. And did you recently plead guilty to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
Y'all put that charge on me too.
Okay. And did you plead guilty to that?
I had to.
All right.
Hey, that's what's gonna happen right here with Young Thug, Young Riaz. They gonna make Young Thug big. They gonna make Young Thug godlike. If Thug beats this, Thug gonna be shit. He'll be bigger than Tupac. Salute DC Block.
Your Honor, the state's going to
Or at least like Gucci Man.
382Y, 383Y, 384Y, and 385, thank you, Your Honor, as self-authenticating documents. 382Y is the criminal conviction, 15SC.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm getting to that, Mr. Steele, so.
Most traditional buy now, pay later options have 4 fixed payments.
Mr. Copeland, you remember we swore you in on Friday? Just want to remind you you're still under oath, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Copeland, in addition to some of those
Charge that we just discussed,
Yeah.
did you also have a federal charge in 2015, a federal gun charge that you pled guilty to?
I did.
Do you recall having a federal gun charge in 2015?
You asking me or you telling me?
I'm asking you.
What you asking me?
Did you plead guilty to a federal gun charge in 2015?
I think I did.
Okay. Did you go to prison for that gun charge?
I pled guilty to it. I'm pretty sure y'all sent me to prison.
Okay. Do you recall how long you spent in prison?
You can remind me?
Do you recall how long you spent in prison?
No, I don't recall.
Did you spend at least 5 years in custody?
I think that's what they gave me
When did you get out of prison for the federal charges?
when they let me go.
Do you remember what year that was?
One of the
Hey, he ain't
years.
gonna make this shit easy for
Was
him.
it was it in 2024?
That's this year, ain't it?
Right.
Nah.
Okay. Was it last year in 2023?
No.
Was it the year before that in 2022?
I think I was in Rice Street.
In 2022?
I think.
Okay. So then, did you get out of prison and then go to Wright Street?
Y'all locked me up so much. I can't really.
And let me say this: when we say Wright Street, are you talking about the Fulton County Jail?
Yeah.
Okay. But you went to Wright Street after you got out of federal custody.
I went to Rice Street. Nah, I think I got out on the street. And then y'all locked me back up.
All right. So then in 2022, if you went into custody at Wright Street, did you get out of federal custody in 2021?
I got it feds in 2019.
Okay. Thank you. Now, Ms. Coleman, do you have a nickname? You're smiling. Do you have
Ask me a question?
Do you have a nickname?
Yeah.
What's your nickname?
Psycho.
Okay. Do you have another one?
Yeah.
What's that?
Woody.
Woody. And do you have a way that you spell Woody?
However people want to spell it.
Okay. And how did you get your
I don't think nobody knew you was Psycho, bro. You could have kept that to yourself. Well, I think people knew this nigga was Psycho, but you know, I ain't know nobody was calling him Psycho, but I definitely could see why they probably call him Psycho. You tell this boy ain't rap tight. He ain't no. You can tell he ain't one of them niggas to be fucked with in the streets.
nickname?
My mama.
And when people refer to you, do they refer to you as Kenneth, Psycho, or Woody?
All three.
All three. Which one do they use the most?
Relevance.
Your-
Oral, sir. That's not objection, sir.
Which one do people refer?
Oral, sir. He said speculation. Oral, sir.
People who don't know me that good call me Woody.
And what about people who know you?
They call me Kenneth.
They call you Kenneth. Now I want to ask you if you know a few people, all right? First, do you know someone by the name of Shannon Stillwell?
What's his nickname?
SB. Or Shannon.
This nigga know exactly who the fuck she talking about. She talking about the nigga that you killed the other nigga with. The nigga that you was in the car with and y'all shot up the other nigga. Yeah, that nigga. The nigga that's in the courtroom. He looking in the sky trying to act like, oh, damn, let me search my head. Do I know this man?
Or Shannon Jackson. Stillwell, Shannon Stillwell, or Shannon Jackson, same person.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you known Shannon?
We went to school together.
Do you remember which school?
I know one of them.
It was one of them. Okay. Was it elementary or middle?
Might be elementary or middle, one of them.
Okay. And I know I just said his nickname is SB. Is that what you call him?
That's what I call who?
Shannon.
Nope.
Okay. What do you call Shannon?
I call him Shannon.
And do you see Shannon in the courtroom today?
But I got a vision problem.
Okay.
I can't see that far.
All right. So if you want to stand up and look around the courtroom and look around the entire courtroom, tell me if you see Shannon in the courtroom today.
Man, he know that man all the way over here. He looking all over here. He know exactly where that nigga at. This shit here hilarious.
Do You need to sit down?
Nah.
Hey, he was about to pull one on their ass. He about to act like he passed out. I think he thinking about it. He made me stand up and act like I'm about to pass out.
I can right here. They ain't had nothing to drink.
Okay, do you want some water?
You gonna give me a drink?
I'll get you some water.
I don't drink water.
But I don't have nothing else for you. But I will put some water up there for you.
Who am I looking for?
Shannon.
I think I see him.
Okay. When you say you think, you can have a seat. When you say you think you see him, what do you think he's wearing?
Look like he wearing gray over there.
So who are you pointing to over there that's wearing gray?
I think the lady got red hair.
Okay, so you pointing to a lady and not Shannon?
No, the one behind her.
Okay, so you're saying you believe that the person behind the lady with the red hair.
Look, y'all. Look at the type of games this nigga playing, man. The nigga Shannon is nowhere over here. The nigga Shannon is back here. Right behind Young Thug, right beside the police officer. Behind Thug lawyer, behind his lawyer. He over here talking about behind the person with the red hair. That mean that's the light-skinned nigga. That ain't Shannon. So he playing a game like he can't even identify the nigga that he was in the shooting with.
Shannon, is that what you're saying today?
Well, it look like him.
Okay. Does anybody else over there look like Shannon?
Oh, I think he trying to say he look like Shannon because he got dreads too. Which, you know, is a way to kind of throw off the witnesses. I mean, not the witnesses, but the jury. Like, he didn't even positively identify the man. But he's saying, I got bad sight. I don't know. He's making everything a question.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the other person who looks like Shannon over there?
He's standing behind the bald head dude right there.
He's standing or he's sitting?
Sitting down, I guess.
Okay.
Nigga said he's standing behind the bald head dude right there. Only motherfucker standing is the motherfucking police. Everybody over here like, man, come on with these games.
What's his hairstyle?
Bald head.
So you're saying Shannon's the one with the bald head? Or he's sitting
No,
behind
he's sitting
him?
behind the dude with the bald head. I think that's him.
Okay.
It's two people with dreads. I can't see I just see dreads.
Okay. Let me just ask you this. Is Shannon from Atlanta?
I don't know.
When you first met him, where did you meet him at? Was it in school?
Who?
While y'all were in school, did y'all develop a friendship?
Nope.
Okay. At some point in time, did you ever develop a friendship with Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that?
I don't know when, but at one point we became cool.
Okay. And when you say cool, what do you mean?
COOL.
I didn't ask you to spell it. I asked you what you mean.
Well, we became cool. I don't know what you mean. I don't know.
Did you look at him as a brother? Was he an acquaintance? Was he just someone you talked to on occasion? When you define cool, what was your relationship like with him?
Oh, just a dude in the street.
That's it? Did that develop over time?
Say that again?
You said he was just a dude in the street. Did that relationship develop over time? Where he became more than just a dude on the street?
I guess.
Okay. And when you say, I guess, what do you mean?
What's good, Bernard?
What you mean? What do I mean? We became cool.
Okay. During the course of your coolness with Shannon, did you meet any of his family members?
COOL. Cool.
As your coolness of your relationship developed, did you meet any family members of his?
No.
You never met any of his family members?
I never met none of his family members.
Okay. What about any of his girlfriends?
What you mean?
Have you ever met any of the people he ever dated?
I don't know how he seen him, but I've seen him with girls.
Okay. So you met some of the people that he may or may not have dated?
I guess.
All right. Now, when y'all were cool and you would see him in the streets, how often would you all hang out with each other?
What you mean?
How often would the two of you spend time with each other?
You gotta be Pacific.
Sure. Would the two of you go out?
I go out with anybody, even you.
I'm not asking about me. I'm asking about Shannon. Would the two of you go out?
We have went out.
Okay. How often have the two of you gone out?
I don't know.
Is it more than, let me see. You said you met him in middle school. You're 32. So roughly over the course of 20 years.
No.
No, you have not gone out with him?
I met him after me and him went to school, we never hung. I met him in 20 what? I met him in recent years. After we left school, in school we just knew each other. We didn't.
Y'all didn't hang out with each other?
No.
So about how old were you when y'all began hanging out with each other?
Most of our, whatever you're trying to say, I was in jail. So.
But prior to you going to jail, did you hang out with Shannon?
I said yeah to that.
Okay, so my question is, if we're in 2024, I want you to think back, your earliest memory outside of school when you would first start hanging out with Shannon.
Thinking back, all I remember is being in jail most of the time.
Were you in jail in 2014?
I've been in and out.
Okay. What about jail in 2013?
Yes.
Okay. Were you friends with Shannon when you were in jail in 2013?
I knew him.
Okay. You knew him? Are you saying you didn't hang out with him, or you just knew who he was?
Yeah, I knew who he was. I think I think I took a few pictures with him back then, but I don't recall. No, I'm lying. I knew him before 13.
You knew him before 13. Okay. About when?
I think I met him. I don't know if it was 2010, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. So at least at this point, about roughly 14 years. You know.
Well, I've been in jail most of that time, so.
Did you all speak while you were in jail?
A few times.
Okay. So your friendship didn't stop just because you went to jail?
What you mean?
Did your friendship stop just because you went to jail? Or
who determined when a friendship start and stop?
I guess you would.
I will.
Yeah. So did your friendship stop? Or your coolness, because you said coolness. Did your coolness stop with him when you went to jail?
Well, in jail, out of sight, out of mind. One day I probably called or something. I don't.
Okay. You on permission to approach?
Man, he asked me these dumbass motherfucker questions, man. Now, none of these questions really got anything done. None of these questions, we sat there and listened to all that shit. None of them seemed like they was relevant to anything. Salute, CAHVAC. Now, let's get to the fun part, the funny part. I ain't gonna say it's funny because I like Michael Steele. Now, I like the black dude better, and I think they messed up by locking Michael Steele up because the black dude gonna eat their ass up. So, let's go to the regular trial yesterday. And after she approached the bench, as we just seen, they went on a break. So as they went on this break, when they came off of the break, this is what ended up happening. Because as y'all can see, that was him testifying. They all went up to the what's name, and they decided that he didn't need to testify anymore. So then they come back and they were about to go on lunch, and then this happens.
He's right behind you.
Sorry. I don't think Mr. Adams is back. I have
He's right behind you.
I have
He's right behind you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have a motion that I need to make outside the presence of Mr. Cope.
All right, you can make it right now. Is he out?
Let me know when you get down to
Is Mr. Copeland out?
No, he's a fan.
Okay, good. All right.
Y'all, the judge did not see this coming, y'all. What y'all about to see happen, the judge did not see this shit coming. He thought they had, Michael still played it slick. He let them go ahead and interview old boy first, because he could have, at the beginning of court, presented that and said, hey, I heard that y'all done had a conversation with this dude. You know what I'm saying? He went on here and let him go up there, let them ask all these questions, see if they was gonna, let them know. hey, we had a secret meeting without inviting any of y'all lawyers. Because remember, you cannot have a meeting with a person that already sworn themselves in. If they wanted to have a meeting with them before, cool. The man already sworn himself in and all that, claimed that he was going to plead the fifth. Then all of a sudden, there's a meeting with the judge, the DA, and only that witness. Nobody else get to attend the meeting. What you think happened? Then all of a sudden, Monday morning come, now all of a sudden the man testifying. Come on now, something don't smell right.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But now he about to get called out for it, and this happens.
Come on, man. Don't come in the court. Come and get you back.
Thank you.
Yo, go ahead.
The way I understand my constitutional obligations, pursuant to the 6th and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution, the corresponding sections of the Georgia Constitution, I'm required to make a full and complete statement to the court.
Now you hear that man? He's going by the United States Constitution. I am required to make this observation.
For the record, and if God forbid this goes up on appeal for the appellate courts or another tribunal, commission, or administrative body, I was told based.
Where's the 150 people in the chat? They'll be here when I start talking shit about y'all later on. You'll be back. Y'all can go ahead and fly them out. Don't worry about it. I'll be in your gaming chat tonight, wondering where those 400 people at. So y'all go ahead and use your exit stage left stick.
On information and belief that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, we did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel.
I got more than in his gaming chat. I got more than Mob when Mob talking about Kwame. I bet if Kello don't talk about nobody in this sector and he talk about just some random news, I have more than all them niggas. If this nigga ain't been on YouTube for 20 years, shit. Or if he didn't attach himself to Kwame and then goddamn go live off of Kwame people. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into what we stay on topic.
Met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on.
Now, taking into account what he just said, I'm going to slide back because we got a little distracted. So y'all listen carefully.
What I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel.
Y'all, watch the judge's body movement. That nigga getting uncomfortable up there as Michael Steele telling them, nigga, we know about your little secret meeting over here with the DA. Even look at her body movement. They like, oh shit, how this nigga know about this? Look at this nigga body movement. Cause at first he was nice and old, stable. He looked like he had a little smile on his face.
Thank you.
Yo, go ahead.
The way I understand my constitutional obligations, Pursuant to the 6th and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, the corresponding sections of the Georgia Constitution, I'm required to make a full and complete statement to the court.
Salute Crystal Williams. Salute Amanda Dixon. I'm glad everybody was able to join. Salute TNA Travels. Hey, yo, Splitter 912. Salute, salute, salute. We about to find out why the Young Thug lawyer went to jail, man. This is a Young Thug lawyer right now. He's about to call out this judge for having a secret meeting with the DA. And then he's going to end up having to get a lawyer himself. And guess who his lawyer going to be, y'all? His lawyer going to be Trump lawyer. I ain't lying. I can't make this shit up. His lawyer ends up being Trump's lawyer. The lawyer that was going up against Fannie Willis, that was exposing Fannie Willis and the little relationship she had going on. She gonna be his lawyer. We about to get into that.
For the record, and if God forbid this goes up on appeal for the appellate courts or another tribunal, commission, or administrative body, I was told based upon information and belief that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today.
He was told upon information and belief, upon them arriving, y'all had a little secret meeting going on with the witness. All of a sudden now he want to testify.
We did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators.
Look at what happened soon as he said that. Look what started happening, y'all. Look at how his face started frowning. These are important, y'all. I'm telling you. Look at how she pushed away from that desk as soon as he said that. Oh, hold up.
Honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. Then I was told, based upon information belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland and this court, were together, and Ms. Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Ms. Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Mr. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd to me. That never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you for just a second?
No, why you interrupting him? Why you can't let this man finish? Why you can't let this man finish? It is rumored that y'all had a meeting with this man earlier today. And then all of a sudden, an email goes to the man's lawyer. I mean, you get an email saying that he no longer represents him. And then somebody sends an email to Michael Steele saying, fuck you. Or something like that. Or something to that caliber. Somebody got an email that said, fuck them. Somebody got an email that looked like it got forged to try to say that this man ain't got no lawyer now. So y'all can do a secret. Now y'all can interview this man without a lawyer. And he want to stop this man dead sentence. Because he want to find out who told him. Nah, fuck who told me. The law is you ain't supposed to be doing this. Everybody's supposed to be in that room. You can't talk to a fucking witness without all us knowing what the hell was said to that witness. If you get to do this in any trial, No, there's no justice. What will stop a lawyer and a judge and the DA from going and threatening any witness or making any witness say what the fuck they want to say when they need them to say it to win the case? If you allow this type of shit. And the only reason he's probably gonna get justice on this is because it's happening in front of so many people. It's happening in real time. We got it on camera. We got him on video. Now listen what this judge asks.
I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte.
Ex parte, y'all. Hold on. We gonna have to pull up ex parte. What does ex parte mean? Just so everybody will know what ex parte mean. Of course, they always using words in court that we might not know of, so just in case we. So, ex parte. It means law, adjective, done with respect to or interest of one side only or of an interest of outside parties. The owners made an ex parte application to the high court to stay on the decision. As an adverb, with respect to an interest of one side only or an interest outside party, lawyers are forbidden to meet with a judge ex parte or outside the presence of opposing counsel. Pretty much it means apart from a side. It's a Latin word. What does ex parte mean? Legal term for one party. Latin meaning for one party. Referring to motions, hearings, orders granted on the request of and the benefit of one party. The example of ex parte: prevent the other party from taking a child out of the country or state, prevent the other party from destroying property, prevent the other party from removing assets to divorce proceedings, require the other party to stay away and not harass you. Okay, so that could be in other situations. What does it mean to see ex parte? It pretty much means that you shouldn't be doing something opposed to without the opposite party being a part of it. Yeah. Pretty much. So he said that conversation was supposed to be ex parte. Nah, you don't get no fucking ex parte when you got somebody's life on the line. You don't get to talk to the motherfucking witness and the DA. And nah, ain't no fucking ex parte with my damn life on the line. That's crazy. It's crazy how this judge think he above the law. That's weird. Which it seems like he's above the law.
All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it?
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCUDDER versus state, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and
Yeah, you could boil an egg on this nigga head right now. He's so hot. Sorry about that, y'all. I missed to put my mic on mute for a quick second. Y'all know I got a cold right now, so every now and then I gotta get my coughing in and everything, and I don't wanna have to cough too much in the mic like that. Sorry.
Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements which I do not do. Then I was told, based upon information and belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland, and this court were together, and Miss Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Miss Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Mr. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd to me. That never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it?
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at...
It is crazy that it is more important to find out how he found out about that instead of the law being followed, that this man is supposed to be a part of that. If you had that situation happen, if any of what he's saying is true, but the law says that every party is supposed to be involved so you can keep your checks and balances. Because think about this, y'all. If this is okay and you don't follow the law with this, what's gonna stop your black ass from being in court and then the judge and the damn DA go and coerce a witness to say whatever about you? So a judge, a witness, and a damn DA can go into a room and just coerce some shit. And nobody's supposed to say nothing. And then if you do find out, you're supposed to not be able to say something, or you get locked up because you found out. This is a bullet tactic. I'm going to lock you up because I broke the law. And you find out because it was supposed to be a secret. We watching this in real time. Somebody violate somebody's rights. It's looking like the blind eye of justice just went, got some eyes.
SCU-DDER versus State, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2.
And right now he's about to read him case law.
782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in,
and he's quoting to him what the highest court say, not your big goddamn milk dug head ass. He's telling you right now, nigga, this is what the highest court say. It doesn't get no higher than this. This is the law. Fuck who told me. You wasn't supposed to be doing it.
Meets with the court. The court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me and you and Mr. Adams meet with me and others have met with me.
It wasn't no witness that met with you. Now look how he tried to get out of it. Now we about to see some narcissistic shit happen, y'all. See, this is what now, and a lot of, successful people are narcissistic. But he's about to try to get out of this so fast. Oh, when you it's the same when you meet with me in the chambers. Nigga, we ain't got no witness that just got sworn in meeting with us. And then, if I meet with you, yes, all of these defendants, they got a chance to meet with you and the prosecutor. But if I had a witness in here meeting with you after they done sworn in, you ain't gonna do that. You know better. Definitely know better.
It's those were ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not.
Now he wants to stop him from putting any more evidence out there. And he wants to put him on the defense. From what I was told, sir. Yeah, it could be ex parte, but nigga, you can't have no fucking witness in there that's been sworn in. No, sir, you cannot do that. No way you can cut it. This is by the highest of laws. Now you want to cut off and before the man can put out any more. Oh, you gonna tell me who told you that? Nah, you just confirmed if it was true or not.
How did
answer
you
that question?
You're not.
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his. I got problems.
Hey, he had to catch us at shit, nigga. We can have problems. Do you really want problems right now, Judge? I will not. Do you really want these problems right now, Judge? Hold on, he just said we gonna have problems. Shit, do you really want to have problems? I don't think he really want problems right now. Not when you dead ass to the wrong like this. I don't think these are the problems that you want. Hold up. Where's my cursor? Come on now.
Problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed,
I'm gonna slide back just a little bit. I gotta hear that again.
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his.
This is a blatant threat of saying, hey, if you don't tell me how you found out that we broke the law, so we can punish the person that told, now he don't want to face the law. Imagine that, y'all. A person judging the law not wanting to face when they get caught breaking the law. Boy, you can kiss that motherfucking sweet judge. I get to be the judge with the motherfucking earring in my ear and my little dog and shit in here, and I get to fucking come in to work late and leave early. All that goddamn nigga shit you been doing since you been up here. That shit about to be over. Excuse me, y'all. All that nigga shit you been doing. I hate this shit, man. I hate when niggas have these great opportunities and they come up here and they up here trying to fucking do some slime shit. Y'all niggas got a great opportunity to showcase talent, and y'all up here trying to do some slime shit. This shit is almost a movie, y'all. I swear to God, this is a crazy ass trial. And like I said, we about to go backwards or whatever. Y'all, we missed a lot because of our ops that we've been distracted with. Salute, Jaco. This man is literally telling this man, motherfucker, you gonna tell me who told you I just broke the law.
You and Mr. Adams meet with me and others have met with me. It's those were ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said.
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not going to answer that question.
You're not.
No, I will not answer that
Why
question.
will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his. I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversations with a party. I mean,
a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling. This is what I was told.
Yeah, motherfucker, a witness. Now look at his face like it's something wrong with what he just said. You're saying you want to know why a ex parte conversation, how it got leaked, about details about the conversation got leaked to, about a party. No, a person that just sworn in as a witness, he can't be no ex parte to your party. Ex parte is only for you and the DA. Y'all can go over there and talk all you want to. But you can't bring him in there. Not after he done sworn in. I'm not a judge. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not part of the bar. All I did is, take a little half-ass goddamn high school law class. But goddamn, I know better than that. Shit, it don't take a damn genius to know that the lawyer, that the DA, the judge, and somebody that just sworn in to tell their story, to be a witness in a crime, it shouldn't be nothing that they need to talk to them folks in a private room for without the opposite party being there. And now you're telling this man you're more mad because he found out than it is of the actual crime. Now you up here foaming at the head. That nigga head gets shinier and shinier the madder he get. Look at it. That head wasn't that shiny about 2 minutes ago. I ain't lying. Salute Earz, bro.
If this is not true, not true. This court handed.
He'd rather wait till later on for the shit to get thrown out or having to be into the court's hands and all that. Nah, we gonna find out who did it first, and this shit'll never see the light of day later on. See, now Michael still put in the situation. Do he snitch? Like all these niggas are in this trial right now? Hey, Michael still gonna be the next motherfucking big thing when it comes to a lawyer. Every rapper getting this motherfucker. Him and the black dude, Adams. Every rapper going to them next.
Ask me,
Copeland,
tell me how you
perjury.
got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me how you got the information, then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it
or
proprietary?
Information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why?
Sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the. Tell me who.
Wow. But he can't hold you in contempt by not telling him why you ain't there. This is how law is set up, y'all. If this wasn't on camera, then what? If this wasn't in front of the world, Mike still got some balls, boy. He just exposed the justice system in real time.
Who this information
I don't
was
want to
come
be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then,
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering
attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I am
I
telling
tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me who you don't tell me who it is.
Look at him, y'all. That nigga done closed one of his eyes. That nigga done put on his best Popeye threatening. He pointed at him. I'm going to give you 5 minutes.
Not there. Why?
Sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the. Tell me who this information was come from.
I don't want to be held in contempt.
Well,
I'm
then,
not answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not
attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I
tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you in.
He said, you ain't got to give me them 5 minutes. Shit, what the fuck you talking about? They know they busted. She know she busted. She praying now. Yeah, you busted.
I'm going to put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Well.
That nigga threw a hissy fit. And look at him, y'all. Look at him. Look at him. Is him in his feelings? Is him in his feelings? Is he big mad or little mad? Is he big mad or little mad? Oh man.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I don't need it. I want to continue.
You got 5 minutes?
This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland
I'm telling you, you don't need them 5 minutes.
Statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas and was. Don't take my notes. No.
They took the man notes, y'all. He in that this man made the police come in there and stop the man from talking, y'all. Telling him he got 5 minutes. He was about to start talking about the murder, the statements that they was about to try to make this man say. He exposing them, fucking going in there with the judge, about to force this man to say some shit that ain't even fucking happened. It possibly could have happened. I don't fucking know. But you ain't supposed to coerce that shit. They put the police on that nigga. Don't take my notes. No, bruh, you see where that goddamn camera just panned to? They cut that mic off. Now let's go for it. Take the man notes. You think that man got all his notes back? And then I want y'all to know. Oh man, I ain't gonna blow it for y'all because we got a lot more to go. Now look at this nigga up here looking like a nervous hamster. Boy, this boy up here nervous. The head getting shinier.
All right.
And that boy Michael cool as a goddamn other side of the
All right. Mr. Steele, before I recessed, I asked you, how did you get this information? And it is not covered by work product. There's only one way you could have gotten it. So I'm going to ask you again.
And I respect that, and it gives me no joy, but as you know, Georgia Rule of Professional Conduct, please check me. Rule 1.6, comment 5 reads, and this is what I have. 1.6.
I know what the rule says, but here's the thing.
Well, let me just.
How you gonna stop this man for putting up the rule? What do you know what the rules say? Because you're not going by the rules. You're breaking the rules. You're feeling like you're above the rule right now. And lady, you better be typing. Yeah. You better be typing all this too. But he the type nigga that probably threaten her and say, yeah, you better not fucking type that shit. Hey boy, the devil is being exposed. Good job, Michael Steele. Hey boy, Michael Steele invited to the cookout. This is some good. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This is the best money done spent. Whatever goddamn thug spent on this dude here. Money well spent. Because to expose they ass like this, he could have hid this shit. He could have put this could have, you know what I'm saying? It would have been more healthier for him the fucking, you know, act like he didn't see this. Or act like he didn't know. It would have been way easier for him to act like he didn't know.
But in order, you know,
shit, Thug in a worse place than prison right now. Shit, he probably would rather go ahead and go to prison than been sitting in jail, but he ain't about to get convicted. This is gonna either be a hung jury or it's gonna be a mistrial. If it be a mistrial, they can bring it back. I believe the Fed's gonna come back in with the shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what the state got going on right here, you know, but it'll end up being, they'll do the same thing that they did to YNW Melly. This shit is gonna be a waste of money, and then the Fed's gonna take up on it, and then there'll be none of this fucking courtroom TV shit, and you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, it's sad to say, but it's just here. I guess you're right. At the end of the day, the nigga going to prison. They gonna make live entertainment TV about it though. This is almost like a live sacrificial entertainment type of shit right now. Shit better than cable. That's crazy. And they got somebody's life at stake. But when you sell your soul, shit, I guess you gotta pay that price too. He the one that brought his ass out there in that motherfucking dress and wanted to influence everybody with the goddamn, this little crazy movement, devil worshiping bullshit. Hey, pay attention.
You need to please tell me who you got it from. I'm not asking you sum and substance of anything as of yet, okay? But I need you to tell me how you got the information. If you don't tell me how you got the information, I'm going to hold you in contempt.
I understand. I don't want to be held in contempt.
And I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is so sacrosanct to.
Man, look at that nigga, boy. That nigga over there so serious, boy. That nigga like, bitch, boy, he'll pull him. He probably had his man taken out if he could to find out how that man know. Cause he thinking he got a tight circle. He thinking he got a tight circle, bruh. And your circle ain't tight.
Have a conversation in my chambers parroted to you and others. It is that serious.
Yeah. And that's why I raised it. It is that serious that we should have been there and it shouldn't have happened.
Sir, that's all.
Hey, that's gonna fuck them up every time. Yeah, it is that serious because I could have been in there and somebody could have heard my shit. But what I'm saying is, nigga, how you had that conversation? How you gonna tell me about somebody having knowing about a conversation had in your chamber without saying you wasn't supposed to be having the conversation? And see, that's how he gonna try to change up the law with that. Boy, this is gonna be a big legal battle within the battle. There's about to be wars, legal wars started up within Young Thug's criminal trial.
That's a whole separate issue, and that's why ex parte conversations are recorded.
Why would it be ex parte?
Oh, you might have done fucked up there. He say that's why ex parte conversations are recorded. Okay, can we at least get that recorded? Remember, he's gonna say it. That's why they are recorded. Okay, cool.
You're acting like it's ex parte under seal.
It's ex parte. It's ex parte because that's what the state asked me to do. It's just like when you asked me for an ex parte conversation.
I've never asked this honorable court or any court to meet with me and a witness.
Sir, you're straying off.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 You no! 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 Don't stray. Oh, you straying off? Oh boy, no! You better not, boy. Stop it! He just tried to say, well, it's the same thing when I meet up with you. Nah, but we ain't got no witness that just sworn in. Boy, you look bad, boy. How did you get through law school? This boy getting schooled right now. And he gonna get schooled later too by a Trump lawyer. I'm like, damn, boy, this nigga making judges look bad, bro, because I ain't never seen a judge get schooled so much in law in a goddamn courtroom. Who put this nigga here? Who you working for, boy?
It's just like when you asked me for an ex parte conversation.
I've never asked this honorable court or any court to meet with me and a witness.
Sir, you're straying off the issue.
I'm not.
The issue is how did you who
fucked them up? Fucked them up. Look at him. Nigga, eyes rolling in the back of his head, everything. That one sentence, y'all. That one hit back right there. Fucked them up. That is the most important hit back right there. He just fucked them up with that. He put that nigga to sleep with that one. What's good, Rusty Next Matter? Damn, he fucked him up with that one.
Sir, you're straying off the issue.
I'm not.
The issue is how did you get this information?
I understand the issue. I promise you, I understand it. But what I'm trying to ask you is, if you look at comment 5, this is how I understand the law.
You cannot you can't violate something and then use privilege. Okay?
I'm not violating anything.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying, how did you get for information?
But that's what he doing. He said you can't violate something and use privilege. No, nigga, you violated something and you trying to use privilege. This is projection being used in the highest court. You see how niggas abuse their power? This shit is crazy. We watching it in real time. All right, yeah, I get with y'all later on that. But we ain't worrying about all that right now. We'll talk to y'all later on that. I said that I didn't want to hear none of that during this whole live, so respectfully. I appreciate you coming in, though. Appreciate everybody coming in. Hit the like button if you only just came in to show support and keep it moving. Salute. Just keep all the crazy stuff out the chat for right now. We'll talk about all that later.
Just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. You're
but
saying,
see,
you're threatening me with contempt.
Privilege would occur. The privilege in 1.6 would occur if you were in the right place, right time to begin with. You weren't.
Let me tell you. I'm just reading from it. But if I'm reading it wrong, I'm not trying to. It says 1.6 applies not merely to matters communicated in confidence by the client, but also to all information gained in the professional relationship, whatever its source. So you're asking me to break, you're ordering me, maybe, you're asking me, I'm not saying you're ordering me, but to give you information, and you're saying it's not substance, but I'm telling you, I can't do that under the bar rule.
All right, well, I'm going to hold you in contempt. And you can think about it. 5 o'clock today, we'll see where you are at that stand on that point. Because no, that's not what I understand the rule to be.
That's not what he understand the rule to be. Wow, the man sat right there and just read the shit. Nigga, if he discussed anything with anybody that you in a situation with in the courtroom already, and y'all discussing it within the court, fellow lawyers, yeah, that's still confidentiality. So he can't tell you. He might lose his barcode card. And you trying to say you overruling that, and you will get him locked up for telling him something, and you wasn't even about something you wasn't supposed to be doing. This is amazing.
I've not asked you sum and substance of what was said. I asked you how you got it.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can, because I have an idea how you got it.
Well, your idea.
I have an idea how you got it, but that's improper, sir.
Your idea may be wrong, and you're asking me to listen. I told you the first time, and I'm not going to breach that confidence.
I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is that serious,
Judge.
You cannot eavesdrop and get information that was not meant for you to hear at that particular point in time.
Judge,
he just accused this man of eavesdropping. Ain't that some shit?
Listen, and listen, I'll do whatever you want. To 5 o'clock or thereafter. But what I'm trying to tell you is, Your Honor, this is so serious to me. We need a hearing, and I'm moving for a mistrial. It is my understanding, based upon information belief,
from whom?
Part of it.
From whom?
Well, I'd like to get the substance first, and then we can.
Okay, well, then you'll be in custody until then, because you need to tell me how you got the information. I'm not asking you what was said. You've already kind of given us some snippets of what you said. That tells me that somebody parroted that information to you. So,
but you're assuming something because I told you already.
Well, then, other than if you were sitting, unless you were sitting in there with a recorder, or Miss Love, or Miss Hilton, or one of the deputies gave you that information, or Miss Weaver shot you a rough copy of the transcript, there's only one of.
Why he trying to leave out that the damn witness was in there? He's naming everybody that was in there. The deputies. So you had some deputies in there. You had this white lady in here. Yeah. You had Miss Love. You had her. And you had the witness. Only thing you didn't have is any of the defenses. Any of the people that are defending their life. And now he got to figure out if it was one of those officers, because he gonna think it's one of those officers, or somebody had a recording in that bitch for him to say he feel like that man said verbatim what was said in there.
Another person is left.
Well, Your Honor.
And if that person gave you that information or shared that information with you, she probably violated privilege.
Well, let me tell you two things. One, I don't know how that is a privileged communication. It shouldn't have been.
Well, it's because she has a client she's supposed to represent.
Who are you talking
But
about?
anyways, I'm not going to have a...
When I got
I'm
this
not gonna have any
information,
He keeps saying she has a client that she has to represent. Who the fuck are you talking about? He making this nigga tell on himself or having somebody tell on themselves.
I'm not going to have any further conversation with you about this. I want to know, the question still remains. I want to know who gave you the information?
I'd like to know what information happened outside her presence. That's really it.
He can go into custody at this point in time.
I think that the court needs to again declare a mistrial based upon.
Okay, and I'm going to deny your motion. I'm going to deny your motion.
I understand that you spoke with a witness outside of our presence.
And whenever, yes, I had an ex parte conversation, which is appropriate.
And you influenced the witness based upon information belief, and I'd like to have that all on the record.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why that's so hard to do. If nothing happened bad, that's fine. But you're acting like, tell me who it is and don't talk about the substance. Why can't we have an issue that was outside of presence? It should not have been.
Because you got some information that you shouldn't have gotten.
Why?
Well, that's for another day.
But why?
Okay,
Why
that's for another day.
In the first place, I didn't know about this stuff.
That's for another day. So
I raised it as soon as we found out about it.
Well,
I gave you the case I'm relying on. I assume you read it. If you didn't read it, you should read it. It's a material part, a critical part of the case. When a judge speaks with a witness outside the presence of the accused, the court has said it's right there in Division 2. That is a material or critical part of the case, and it's an automatic reversal.
Mr. Steele.
But you're acting like it's
Mr. Steele, that is not that is not the case when somebody discloses information in a ex parte conversation that one of the
Mic check. My fault, y'all. I'm sitting here running my mouth. Didn't take my mic off mute. All right, y'all. What I was saying is these judges gonna have to start being more careful now, because they're bringing in their security guards or their deputies or whatever for the courtroom. And this guy right here, he might be suspect to whoever, recorded that conversation. But this guy is livid that he done got caught. But count your days.
The parties lawfully asked me to hold.
You're not supposed to have communication with a witness who's been sworn. That I'm not telling you. I'm just saying, if you read I'm assuming you read it. That's what it says. And you did it supposedly.
Does the state wish to be heard?
You said it supposedly. Yes.
What kind of shit is that to interrupt a man because he's telling you you ain't repeating back, you ain't reading back some kind of law that says that he's wrong. This nigga face done start twitching up, boy. He got him so fucked up, boy. Ooh wee. Michael still got him, and you could tell, Buddy Hill, he really don't want to arrest him because he know he telling the truth. And this is where you know you messed up in the head, because as a police officer, this probably would have made me quit my job. You telling me to arrest a man for goddamn as you violate his rights. This would be a day that I'd have lost my job. I'd have got myself arrested. As a cop, you sitting here gonna arrest a man, and I know you ain't supposed to use, but you can use your common sense. I'm not about to arrest a man that did not break the law, and you're the one breaking the law.
Communication with a witness who's been sworn. That, I'm not telling you. I'm just saying, if you read I'm assuming you read it. That's what it says. And you did it supposedly.
Does the state wish to be heard?
You said it supposedly.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what I'm trying to get to is
State
why
does.
did that happen outside of presence? And I need to have I'm respectfully requesting the transcript that you mentioned to be given to us so we could really understand it. And then anything that was not on the transcript, if anything, that we understand what happened outside our presence.
Okay.
And now you have put it where somehow I have to reveal, and I told you the first time, I'd be breaching 1.6. And I know you're assuming something.
I don't think you're breaching 1.6. You can't hide behind 1.6.
I'm not hiding behind anything.
You can't hide behind, yeah, but the thing is, I think you got this information. Somebody disclosed it to you, and that's the only way you could have gotten it.
What I got.
Because unless you're sitting there, you're eavesdropping. So you can't use something ordinarily that you had no business getting to begin with, and then stand on, well, hey, we didn't give you the information, or that a party didn't give you the information. So,
Your Honor, but that's the issue, isn't it?
well,
Why aren't we entitled to the
that leads to be told. But
right now, we don't know
Mr. Steele.
why we were excluded from that.
Mr. Steele,
and I want that information
stop.
because
Just
Mr.
stop.
Williams' constitutional right on the
Just stop.
Georgia Constitution.
Just stop at this point in time, because
Article 1, Section 1, paragraph 12.
You've already said that. You've already
The
said
Georgia
that.
Constitution, and we have the right to be present.
All right, Mr.
And we're not waiving anything.
Yes, madam, Ms. Lowe.
Got him fucked up. That'll teach him.
And Your Honor, excuse me. And I know I said this previously.
Yes, sir.
But we are not accepting any proffer from Ms. Lowe.
Okay, excuse me.
Okay. All right.
I already let you know that. Don't come up here with no bullshit talking about no proffer agreement. We don't want to hear that shit. You already talked to him. Y'all caught. Y'all have been better off got caught fucking. Career gonna end the same way. It is over for both of y'all. Even you, lady. You better snitch. You better tell everything. Cause you going down with the ship. Or you, buddy. You know something.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I am disturbed by Mr. Steele's representations to the court. The court has inquired. We have no way of knowing what it is or who it was that disclosed information that was contained within an ex parte conversation. Not only was there an ex parte communication between that we requested as a state to be on record with the court, but there was communication made, I believe, to a person and his lawyer. I don't know that the reason that counsel took the podium was to address that particular issue so much as it was to try and assert an inaccurate, what he calls fact, and put it out there in the open as if it were true. But we certainly have the right to request ex parte communications. That's why we ask that the court reporter be present. This is a matter that the defendants did not have a right to be a part of, as this was a matter regarding a civil contempt that the court imposed upon a person for not obeying the court's directive. The state read.
Meaning that, remember when old boy decided that he was gonna plead the fifth? He had to, now the judge had to sentence him the same way he's about to do Michael Steele, to either 20 days for it, or I'ma just hold you until the trial is over. Now the civil one, I believe that's the one that you can hold them as long as you want to until they bring their ass back and do what you tell them to do. The other one, you have to go ahead and sentence them. Give them 20 days, give them a fine, whatever it is. You can't just hold them to get, you know, kind of got to go ahead and give them their punishment. And the reason I kind of find out about that is just because of how Trump lawyer gonna handle him and make him understand the law. And he's finding out the law along with us. That's what it's seeming like, because shit, I don't understand. I get the gist of it, but sometimes, you know, certain words, you know, you catch on to them or whatever, and then you go define them, and then you see how they fall into the law. And then sometimes I remember them from, you know, previous times where, you know, I've, you know, just tried to check out some things. Hey, you can self-teach yourself anything, man. I ain't saying you're going to go out there and defend nobody, but at least you know the basics.
The case that Mr. Steele cited, it does not stand for the proposition he asserts that it does. And regarding further legal support for our position, we would provide that to the court, but we are more concerned that information that is disclosed in an ex parte setting gets relayed to the parties who are not privy to that. The whole purpose of the ex parte request was so that that did not happen. And we expressed on the record our concerns and our reasons for concern regarding that. We believe that without more information about how that information got relayed to the defendants, we cannot make the kind of assertion I'd be inclined to make. So before making the next set of assertions, I would need to know how that information was made privy to them, to counsels for the defendant. We did not act inappropriately or outside of the rules of professional responsibility. And if need be, we will reach out to the state bar ourselves and ask what the appropriate remedy is for everything that has happened over the last 2 days, well, the last 2 work days, because we are extremely concerned. We have observed a number of actions on the parts of a number of people that I am not comfortable stating publicly at this time, but that would appear to call for being addressed in some other way. So as to Mr. Steele's request, I guess it was for a mistrial. I'm not even certain what all that was. I think it was probably more to make inaccurate assertions on the record public to whomever was within listening shot of his voice.
I think what they're gonna try to use, and it might work, the fact that when he held him in contempt Friday for pleading the fifth, he just kind of, I guess they had to sentence him to the direct contempt, or they had to sentence him to, you know, the other kind of contempt, as far as he just gonna hold him until he cooperates. So I think they're gonna try to use that as some type of scapegoat to try to say that's the reason, you know, they had that little room meeting, but it's still illegal. Cause that's like getting him in a room and kind of threatening him, and then you got a dude in here that's supposed to be his lawyer, but he ain't got paid nothing, so he ain't about to be doing all this lawyering for free. But I think on his way out, he just he kind of told them fuck them, and he went on ahead and gave everybody else the heads up. So I think it's old boy lawyer, the one that said he wasn't gonna be here on Monday, and I don't know if we got to that part yet, or if anybody else heard that part. Friday he had a lawyer that was there, but he was saying he couldn't be in court on Monday. So he probably was in that chamber meeting, and he probably was the one that recorded it, knowing that he wasn't gonna be a part of the court and all that stuff, and he probably had a little deniability, but he got to expose some shit and got to get the hell on.
And we would ask that the court strike everything that he said from the time he stood up and started talking after the court asked him where it was that he obtained the information that was made privy in counsel for this court.
All right.
And regarding Rule 1.6, Your Honor, we read 1.6 as standing there. 1.6 in no way shields Mr. Steele's answer that the court requested he give. Rule 1.6 has to do with attorney-client privilege, and that is information that Mr. Steele obtained from his client regarding whatever matters. I don't know if the information was leaked to his client from someone who was in chambers, or if the information was leaked directly to Mr. Steele. In either event, it is concerning and in no way falls under the protections of Rule 1.6. If the court would allow me a moment.
All right.
Man, that nigga still blowed.
Regarding
She just had to come up here and just say a whole bunch of shit, though. Can't just not say nothing.
Regarding further appropriate remedies, Your Honor, we would ask the court for an opportunity to further look into appropriate remedies for circumstances such as this, apart from what the court has already said, because it's grave enough when information is leaked from within the court's chambers regarding a matter that has been requested as ex parte, and we would ask for the opportunity to present to the court additional appropriate remedies that we believe are available.
All right. Sure.
And Your Honor, also, unless it's Mr. Adams representing Mr. Steele in the capacity as someone who has been held in contempt, Mr. Steele just argued whatever it is that they are trying to argue based on information we believe illegally obtained from the court's chambers.
I represent Mr. Williams, and my statements are in regards to my representation of Mr. Williams.
All right.
He has two attorneys.
Okay, yeah, he does, but
The court now having found Mr. Steele in contempt, if the court continues in that position, That leaves Mr. Williams represented, at least at this juncture, by myself. That puts me in a position of making sure the court is aware that I'm in receipt of the same information that Mr. Steele received. I'm of the same opinion that the court has engaged in behavior that I believe compromise.
I think they done fucked up. The last thing they needed was this man here to be in control of putting foot in their ass. Cause he been putting all kind of foot in their ass this whole trial.
And corrupts the continuation of this trial. I do believe that we are entitled to and should receive a copy of the transcript so that a full investigation can be made as to what we believe has occurred here. And so I take the same position as Mr. Steele. I am asking for a mistrial, as he did previously, and I'm telling the court that I do not believe that we can proceed at this point based upon the information that we've received.
All right, sir.
And frankly, I don't believe the state has any say in that. My statements are in regards to my representation of Mr. Williams, and if Mr. Steele is going to be held in contempt, I have exactly the same position. I also do not.
Well, I asked him, so I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
So, but I'll leave it at that. Okay. What is it, Mr. Sharp?
Thank you, Your Honor. As you know, I represent Shannon Stillwell. On behalf of Shannon Stillwell, I am going to be moving for a mistrial, first and foremost. I just want to clear up a few things that have been said. Today, we were instructed to come 8:30 for a 9 o'clock start. I would not be honest with the court if I said I was here at 8:30, but I was probably here at about 8:40. We did not start till approximately, I'm estimating 11 o'clock. Clearly, we figured something was going on. We were given no information about any meeting, who was meeting, what the meeting was about, or whether the meeting was ex parte or not ex parte, who requested the meeting, who was in the meeting. We were completely in the dark, and quite frankly, we kind of remain in the dark. I am not a false accuser, okay? I do not just willy-nilly accuse people of things. So, I'm not going to throw out spurious allegations like the ones that have been thrown at me over the past couple days that are absurd. But I will say, Your Honor, what I do know is just based on what we've heard over the last 20 minutes, it appears there was a meeting.
Boy, he get real agitated over here. See, this dude come in here and say, hey, I don't know anything about what was said in the meeting like the other dude. But the fact is, we were here at 8 o'clock, and it was very obvious that y'all ass wasn't in place. It was very obvious that you was in a meeting. So now the facts are out. You was in a meeting with a witness. This man is representing a guy that's been spoken on a lot by the guy that was in that room. Whether it's because you're trying to discipline him for his contempt or just, whatever it is. There should never be a time that you, the DA, and only that guy in there with your with your deputies, of course, and your, person that types up everything. Cool, but why not the person that's gonna, that's the defense lawyer also? Everybody's supposed to have an opportunity to be in there. That's what the law says, but, obviously the law shifts when, you get certain people in certain positions.
That I knew nothing about, that involved Your Honor, the district attorneys, and a witness who had been sworn in. My client was not given an opportunity to be present at this critical stage. This was a critical stage in this trial. That error is a foundational structural error in this case, and it is the cause for an immediate mistrial. Additionally, Your Honor, I believe that this meeting, again, I'm going to ask for the transcript, and I'm going to ask for the recordings as well, should they exist. But I believe that this meeting with a witness without us present may have made the district attorneys and or Your Honor a witness to this in this case, a material witness in this case. And finally, Your Honor, I'm going to ask for as soon as possible, I'm going to ask that these proceedings be halted until we can obtain an accurate final transcript for what occurred where none of the defendants or defense counsel were present for, and also the recordings of that meeting so we can see where we are. Again, I'm not going to sit up here and make false accusations or spurious allegations, but I do think we need to figure out what happened. We need to be in the know and not in the dark about what happened when a meeting occurs with a witness that has been sworn in and we're not invited to the party. So those are my requests, Your Honor. I think it's necessary at this time to put a halt to these proceedings. I am moving for a mistrial. I have not waived anything. I just found out about this information. It is timely, and that's our stance, Your Honor. Thank you.
I've noted your motion for mistrial. It's denied. Okay, are you same thing? You want the Harvey? Okay, all right. Okay, Mr.
I'm adopting all of the same.
All right.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Carlton Matthews here on behalf of Mr. Marquez.
You damn right. Everybody want the same shit.
All right, sir.
Still by attorney Keith Adams, by attorney Max Sharp, by attorney Douglas Weinstein. We also, Your Honor, we were here at the appropriate time, and when the court did come out, we were not made aware that there had even been an explanation communication that was had, that was on the record, just in the point of just letting the parties know that there had been this particular meeting. I had my suspicions that that was likely what was going on, but I could not reduce that to a fact. When the court came out, the court upon
Denied. All right, thank you, Madam. Motion. Last time, who told you? Okay, Mr. Steele, last time, who told you?
But that nigga still want to know.
All right, Mr. Steele's in custody, and once he clears the area, we'll go ahead and get started.
If by that point means that we'll get started and resume the trial, Your Honor.
Yeah, we're going to continue. I'm not calling nothing.
I'm not going to participate in the trial without the Steele and without
You don't have that luxury at this point in time, sir. You don't. You don't. You don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury at this point in time. You don't.
Without the court addressing the issue that we believe is germane.
Sir, you all are really getting yourselves cross purposes at this point in time.
I don't believe so.
Sir, I'm telling you, you are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now.
Respectfully, I will not.
Say again?
Respectfully, I will not. I cannot.
Sir, you have to. Well, you're gonna have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time, sir. Yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir. I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think, sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning. That
If there is any accuracy to some of the information that we are.
But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay, and the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No, it's not, sir. Sir, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been, and the only
Okay, well then no, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right, take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
They got that pat on the shoulder. You're like, hey man, we just gonna do this shit for the camera, man. We ain't gonna put you in no handcuffs, none of that shit like that. You know what I mean? We just gonna act like we're taking you to jail. That nigga thug like, boy, there you go, boy. And the lawyer going to jail.
To confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of situation.
Okay, all right.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir. We're going to be in recess for the next 5 minutes.
Y'all, this man said they was going to be in recess for the next 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes up. That felt like about 5 minutes. All right, so we skipped past all of the YSL Woody. He came back up there with a whole bunch of wild ass shit again. We'll go over that later. But the part I want to go over is Michael Steele's lawyer coming up, which is Trump's lawyer, that the one that tried to prosecute Fannie Mae. So let's see how she worked this thing, y'all. You know, she did a great job.
Entitled to the allegations actually written, entitled to a witness list.
Then, as you well know, as a criminal contempt, there's no supersede. That is held in contempt already. For yeah, Ashley Merchant. It's here for you, sir.
Here.
There just don't have any
Title 16 crime. So
at this point in time, who is it?
All right, here we go.
Okay, Mr. Steele, are you willing to tell me at this point in time who it is that disclosed this information to you?
not the lawyer for Trump that got him convicted. I meant the lawyer that remember when they was investigating Fonnie Willis and the dude that she was dating because she was over his thing. She was the lawyer that was probing Fonnie Willis. She was the DA that was, probing what Fonnie Willis had going on with that dude and why she was coming for the election. She wasn't really for Trump, but she kind of was for the DA that was she was policing Fonnie Willis.
Unbeknownst to me, Gactel is here, but they're not being allowed into your courtroom. I presume they're outside. So I'll wait on them to come in.
I'm asking you, sir, because the contempt is for you. It's not to the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers.
Well, I didn't call, but
Okay, and that's
let me just finish.
okay.
Because you said to me that you figured out somebody told me this information, and you somehow said that it's privilege, which I can't imagine, or I eavesdropped. So to me, eavesdropping is a Title 16 crime. So they brought down lawyers. But they brought down lawyers. The lawyers are not allowed into your courtroom.
It's not on.
No, we just
Or they're not in your courtroom.
we just don't have any space, Mr. Steele. And plus, they're welcome to go to 8H. I mean, I told Sergeant Ingram that we can let in as many as we possibly can, that we'll fill up our benches at this point in time, that won't violate our security protocols, but that 8H is available. And
8H then has to have right to counsel because they're here, and I'm not going to.
Do you have an attorney that's here for you, sir?
Sure. Ashley Merchant is here. She's the president.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll let Ms.
Criminal
Merchant in.
defense.
That's fine.
Ashley Merchant.
Yeah, Ashley Merchant.
They got 25 lawyers out there, y'all. They got 25 lawyers out there trying to get into the courtroom. Now he don't want to let them in. Oh, it's about to go down by Michael Steele in Atlanta.
All right. Ms. Merchant, good to see you as usual. I have told your client, you represent Mr. Steele, is that correct? Yes. For the purposes of the contempt. I've entered the order. I've entered the contempt already. I'm entering the order. I'm about to enter the order. I've held him in contempt earlier from today's proceeding.
Hey, but she looking all business. She looking like a pit bull right now. Look at her face. She ain't come to play with you, boy. You fucking with it, boy. You just barked up a whole nother tree.
About to enter the order.
Look at her, nigga. She drinking her water, nigga, like she about to get in a Holyfield fight.
Order. I've held him in contempt earlier.
Focus.
Earlier from today's proceeding by him not telling me who it is he got this information from. I'm not asking him for any of the sum and substance of the communication. He's been disclosing that, however, and that's why I kind of want to know who told him that. So if he tells me who it is that disclosed that to him, he will be able to purge himself of that contempt, and he's done. That's the only thing I'm asking for at this point in time. If not, then as you well know, as a criminal contempt, there's no supersedeas bond, there's no appeal, and I'm going to put him in custody for this evening. And if he wishes to, which he can still purge if tonight Keith Adams emails me or you email me and tell me, well, it was X. So I'm going to give him as much flexibility to purge himself of this contempt. Only thing I want is, because of the way this information was disclosed, it is troubling to the court, and it's very, since it was a ex parte communication. We won't get into the merits of everything else that Mr. Steele has proffered and everything else, but that's the only thing I'm trying to do at this point in time. So I've asked your client for the last time if he would tell me who it is that disclosed that information.
Judge, can you come up to the microphone? Sorry.
Please.
Where would you like this?
Microphone, it'll pick up, madam.
Thank you so much. Just for the record, Ashley Merchant. Which one?
It'll turn green. Yeah, it'll turn green. Yes, ma'am.
Is it on now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Judge, just for the record, is the criminal contempt, is it criminal contempt that you held him in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said you had a hearing earlier today.
With criminal contempt, I told him what the contempt was, and that was he refused to tell, order of the court. If counsel, as you know, if the court orders you to do something and you don't, that's criminal contempt. So I've asked him several times, please just tell me who it is that told you. That I didn't ask or inquire about anything that was said. I just want to know who it was. Okay. Because he's got too much detail of this particular alleged conversation for the court to be concerned about it. So.
And Judge, since it is a criminal contempt, he is entitled to due process. He's entitled to a hearing, entitled to an actual show cause, entitled to the allegations actually written, entitled to a witness list. We're entitled to present our own witness list. And
well, no,
notice of that
criminal contempt is different. It is on the spot. So he's gotten the due process he's going to get. That's on the spot. I told him. Plus, he's had all day to tell me who it is that is it. So a little different, Ms. Merchant. I'm going to disagree with you, but
he about to get schooled, y'all. Grab your seatbelt. Grab your popcorn, y'all. He about to get schooled.
Well, and okay. Judge, just for the record, it's that's direct. So what you're holding him in is in direct criminal contempt.
Yes.
The issue with the direct criminal contempt is whether or not to actually hold a hearing now, whether or not it needs to be held immediately. And the problem is, if you hold him in direct criminal contempt, as you're saying that you did, you are a witness to that proceeding. And so it has to be referred to another judge. Doesn't require recusal. You actually have to sua sponte send it to another judge because you're a witness to the proceeding.
Show me the case law that says that, Ms.
Yes,
Merchant.
it is Henry McClarty. It's 152.
But she had that thing queued up. He said, show me. Oh, yes, it is Henry McCarthy. Oh, yes. Are you ready?
Georgia App 399. And it says that is one of the cases. Also, two other cases. Henry Adams, 215 Georgia App 372.
Well, 1 second. Give me the name of the first case again. Henry what?
Do you want just the number, Judge?
Yeah, I would. Thank you.
215.
Yeah, just make it easy for him.
Georgia App 372.
Okay.
Also 215. Georgia App 349.
Okay.
That's Adams and Hasty.
All right. Let me take a look at those.
You need some more? You need another one? That's two. Two cases.
You have anything a little more current than 1994?
Hasty is 94. Unfortunately, contempt of attorneys is not a common proceeding, so most of the cases are a little bit older. But I do have other.
But she still got some more. Hey, he almost got happy, like, okay, I might can just use that. Man, these shit's kind of old. 30 years old, who talking about 30-year-old laws when we living by 300-year-old laws? He was just about to try to say, this shit kind of old, 1994, that's 30 years ago, who the fuck going about a 30-year law? Same motherfucker worrying about a 300-year law. All these other laws, what that shit say above you, 1776. So all those laws y'all been going by since 1776, outdated like a motherfucker. But she said she still got some more though. You need more? She got more. She knew you was gonna pull this type of shit. She got 25 lawyers outside right now, ready to slide. You think they ain't you think all the motherfuckers ain't put their shit together? Man, please, he done fucked with the wrong one. He been trying to lock this man up the whole time, and he done finally fucked up. He got exposed. You got the whole city of Atlanta All the lawyers in the law looking at the nigga right
I'm the only
now.
one here. There's quite a few other lawyers that want to be present in the court. There's about 20, 25.
The challenge is I have space allocations, as I told you. So you can, like I said, since you are
She looking around like, shit, I see enough room for 20, 25 people. The fuck you talking about?
representing him, that's fine. He told us, Mr. Steele told us that. Anybody else, because I have security concerns as well, and we have to vet people to come in, then they can go to 8H, and they can certainly watch the proceedings from there.
Okay. And Judge, for security purposes, they're all attorneys, they're all members of the bar. I can give you all their names.
They still would have to be searched and still would have to be subject to the court's protocols.
And also, there's room in the jury box, and then there's room in the courtroom, so we would ask that they be allowed to.
I don't want them in my jury box, okay? No.
I understand. May one additional attorney come in, then Alex Susser. And we're here on behalf of Gactel for our strike force. He is the chair of the strike force. I'm the president of the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and also a member of the strike force. So
Uh-oh. The strike force. Ah, shit. That I don't know what the fuck the strike force is, but that shit sound like they dead ass serious. Sound like your ass might be in trouble, Judge. The president of the strike force, and she the vice president of the strike force, and because they was the ones that was that was on Fonnie Willis' ass. So right when you think that you hot shit, man, please. I don't know what the fuck the strike force is. That shit sounds scary.
as another attorney co-counsel.
Yeah, he done fucked up. Trying to be a bully. This is when being a bully goes wrong.
Yeah, I certainly may, sure.
Great. Alex Susser. Alex Susser. Thank you, Judge.
Henry Adams, it has two issues. One is the motion for disqualification, okay, and that's and I think the judge went ahead and did some other things that caused there to be that issue presented. So I don't think Adam. I'm gonna take a look at the other case. That was Henry Adams. That was 215 Georgia 372. I'm gonna
Yes.
look at the other case just a second.
And there's several others when you're ready.
Got several more for you, boy. You ain't getting out of that easy. We got plenty more for you. The guard over here telling man, you know you fucked up, right? Yeah, you fucked up. Just letting you know, my nigga. There's some people out there wanting to beat your ass.
By the court. That's the difference with Hasty than in this particular case. So
And
I distinguish your two cases that you've given me thus far.
oh, those were only the initial two. I had a couple others.
Okay, go ahead.
As well. Yes. So Ramirez versus State. It's 279 Georgia 13. 2005. It also...
You said 279 Georgia what, I'm sorry?
Georgia 13.
Georgia 13?
Mm-hmm. It's a 2005 case.
Right.
And it defines direct contempt and explains that it must actually interfere with the proceedings to be direct. There's also a couple other cases on that.
See, but you all are covering under, let me see.
I'm sorry, Judge?
Hold on. Just a second. Pardon me.
Well, that nigga, they're trying to figure out something like, God damn, it gotta be, how can I just get it to...
Power after conforting the contempt door to opportunity to speak in his own behalf, announce punishment summarily and without further notice or hearing. I already did that, Mr. Steele. He's already told me, I already gave him the opportunity to do that. So we had that conversation this morning already. So.
And Judge, so there's a couple different issues. First, the question is whether or not you need to have that hearing now. I know you're saying that you had the hearing earlier, but regardless, he was entitled to have an attorney at that point, and he didn't have one. So the question is initially whether or not you even need to hear this now. And some of the cases I've cited, along with some others, say that a summary proceeding is not necessary in a case like this. And the best evidence of that is the trial has continued. It has not stopped this trial. So for you to hold a summary hearing of direct contempt, the court has to be able to state how this interferes with your ability to administer justice in this case.
I can tell you because it is a violation of the sacrosanct nature of the court's ability to hold ex parte conversations without those being broadcast to other people.
But you was able to proceed. If you was able to go forward and whatever happened in that room or whatever didn't stop you from continue on with that with old boy testifying, then that's what she's meaning right now. You can't, you can't try to hold him in contempt and you can't have it both ways. But this motherfucker is a master of pulling shit out his ass. He used to being able to say, that's what I said, and if you don't like it, here, I have my deputy arrest you. That's too much power to give to a man.
As to how that information was disclosed, that's a real problem. That's why it's of such an issue for the court at this point in time.
Judge, Mr. Steele has a right to make a motion like this. If there were ex parte,
he does. I'm not saying anything, but but he's kind of put himself in the particular position he's in.
No, Judge, I don't agree. I believe that
I'm gonna disagree with you. Okay.
I believe that the court has put him in that position.
No,
he cannot be held in the law states McClarity, which I cited to you earlier.
And it's true that direct summary contempt, which arises in the presence of the court, intends to scandalize it and or hinder or obstruct the orderly process of the administration of justice. The preservation of order and decorum in the court is exempt from due process requirements of notice and hearing. That's even Moody, goes back to 1974. So I believe that Mr. Steele's, he can file whatever motions, but his particular actions in this case, I just want to know who told him this. That's all. I'm not asking him to release or otherwise tell any conversations, but I just want him to tell me that.
And Judge, so that's what you want, but that does not conflate to a contempt. Your desire for him to answer your question does not mean that you have the power to hold him in contempt.
So you can come into court, Mr. Merton, and not answer a question of the court and not be held in contempt?
If it's a question that the court is not permitted to ask, yes.
Okay, well, this This is a question the court's permitted to ask.
And it's our position, if we had a hearing, we could explain to the court why he is not required. First of all, the court accused him of eavesdropping. That is a crime. He has a Fifth Amendment privilege against answering those questions. Rule 1.6 protects all confidential information that is gained not from your client, but in representation of your client. He has the ability to protect that information. But we don't even need to get there, because he can't be held in contempt, and you can't threaten him with contempt for presenting a motion in good faith. He presented a motion in good faith that he believed there were ex parte communications. You are a witness to that, because it's my understanding that you were part of those ex parte communications. They can't be ex parte if you weren't part of them, by nature.
Okay. Well,
you have to be involved. Therefore, you have to be a witness. So you are a witness. You cannot also
but you got the
summarily hold him in
information.
contempt.
But here's the thing: you got the information allegedly from an improper methodology. I'm not saying that he eavesdropped. Okay, I said that one of the things is it's either one of two ways. He either eavesdropped, which I don't believe he did at all. I don't believe that for a minute. But I do believe that somebody did tell him what was the sum and substance of the court's conversations, and that would not be permissible.
Judge, let's just back up for a second. He makes a motion because he has reason to believe that there were ex parte communications made. The court has a duty, if there are ex parte communications made, to alert counsel. He shouldn't have had to learn it from wherever he learned it.
I think that he caused that particular circumstance. I think that he had a conversation with somebody and he got some information that he shouldn't have had to begin with. So, Ms. Merchant, I'm of the opinion I'm going to stand on my ruling at this point in time. I'm going to hold him in contempt. So at this point in time, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, Judge. There's quite a few other things. So first of all, we would ask for you to be recused from this case because you are a witness necessarily. It cannot be an ex parte proceeding without you being a witness to this. So you are a witness to this proceeding. Therefore, yes, to the contempt. To the contempt. You are a witness to the contempt. So you have now, and if it's criminal, which is what you're saying it is, Mr. Steele is entitled to all the same due process rights that Mr. Williams and every other defendant in this courtroom is entitled to. He's entitled to those. One of those is to have a fair and neutral judge decide his case. One of those is to have a judge who is not also a witness in the proceeding deciding whether or not he's in contempt. This needs to be heard by a different judge. And he has the right to subpoena witnesses. He has the right to an attorney. He has the right to due process, notice, a show cause hearing, notice of the alleged violation, whatever rule it is that the court believes, and a hearing where he can call you as a witness. You can testify. You are necessarily a witness. You can't, for it to be ex parte, you have to be a witness. It can't be both ways.
I'll let an appellate court decide that. So, anything else?
No, we'll file a notice of appeal.
Okay.
And we need to have the order reduced in writing as well.
I'm
Well, he
going
know
to
he
do
got
that
the
right now.
Illuminati in his pocket.
I will state for the record at this point in time that Mr. Steele has in fact, or has filed, and I will note this as part for the record in this case. He's filed a motion to set aside the contempt. He's filed a motion for a superseded bond, and he's filed a notice of appeal, all of which I will include for the next court's exhibit in order. But I'm reducing the contempt to writing. And I mentioned earlier, he can
So what does
purge
click
himself
up?
of the contempt just by telling me who it was, and he can do that this evening. He can do it right now. He can do it at any point in time. If not, I'll revisit the circumstance on Friday.
And Judge, we would ask that you grant the bond. At this point, grant him a bond on that issue.
You don't get a superseded bond on a criminal contempt, though.
You can grant him a bond.
No, you don't get one on that one.
The civil is the one that you can hold him until he complies with the order.
And I'm sorry, I think in
just the case law on that is in Ray Hughes.
Hold on.
Right.
She gotta school this man on the law, man. How you don't know which one you can give out? The whole time he just up there making up rules as he goes.
The supersedes bond requirement does not apply in the contempt in the presence of the court during the progress of a proceeding, OCGA 5-6-13 Bravo. So, you don't get a supersedious on that, on a criminal contempt, respectfully.
So Judge, just to clarify, it's your ruling that this is a criminal contempt that Mr. Steele has committed, not a civil indirect contempt.
That's correct.
The judge, and that's the reason I'm asking is because the N. Ray Hughes case, which is a 2009 Court of Appeals case, 268, Georgia Appeals 66, lays out the distinction, as does the Ramirez case.
There's a case that, in fact, I'll do you one better, sir. In fact, there is a recent pronouncement out of our appellate courts.
Well, Judge, I think I'm addressing a slightly different point of law.
It is. Hold on. One second. Give you two cases. One is it's Untema. It's a UNTEMA versus Smith, and that's 371 Georgia Appeals 19. Which was decided March the 12th of this year. It covers the differences between the types of contempt. And then there's another case that I'd invite your attention to, and that is Henry Syverson. It's SYVERTSON, and that is 368 Georgia Appeal, and that was decided.
That you were citing about the supersedious, it only says it's not mandatory. You still have the statute that you were citing.
31st of last year.
And Judge, I'd just like to point two things out. The statute that you were citing about the supersedious, it only says it's not mandatory. You still have discretion to grant him a supersedious bond. The other,
I'm not going to grant him a supersedious.
And so you definitely have the discretion to grant him a supersedious bond. The other issue is if it is a criminal contempt and you are finding him guilty of criminal contempt, then we have to have a sentence imposed. Now, civil is where you get to hold him until he complies.
No,
criminal is where you get to impose a sentence, maximum 20 days and a $1,000 fine. So if you're going to incarcerate him under a criminal contempt, he's got to be sentenced.
Well, his contempt is as long as he, when he tells me what the basis of the conversation was, I didn't ask what, but he tells me that, then I can certainly, he purges himself of the contempt.
Then that's civil, Judge.
That's civil contempt.
That's civil.
Judge, and that's respectfully, I would point you to N. Ray Hughes, which stands for the same point of law. Civil contempts impose punishment as a means of coercing future compliance with the prior order of the court. Here, the prior order of the court presumably is that you have directed Mr. Steele to answer the question, to disclose the information as to who is his source for knowledge of this ex parte meeting that occurred earlier today. Criminal contempt imposes unconditional punishment to punish the act which has occurred in the past and cannot be purged. It is not capable of being purged, in which case what Ms. Merchant said applies, which is that there is a 20-day maximum sentence and a $1,000 fine. It is, for all intents and purposes, a misdemeanor offense, Judge, which is why the enhanced due process protections apply to that. Now, Mr. Steele has indicated to us he does not believe that he can answer the question without violating his duty of loyalty and duty of confidentiality to his client. So he is being placed in a position where he's either going to jail or he's going to commit an offense that will put his license to practice law at risk. And that is an untenable position to be in. And Mr. Steele is a zealous advocate for his client. And he is simply trying to protect that duty of loyalty and duty of confidentiality, because if he answers your question, it is very reasonable to assume and likely that he will be facing a bar complaint that could result in a suspension or in the loss of his license. And so he's in a very, very difficult position where if we were able to have a full contested hearing with the benefit of witnesses and an impartial judge where you're a witness, then everybody could present their side of the story. And
I'm not doing that. The reason being is because that takes away the whole point of criminal contempt, and that is you do something, the court tells you to do something, order of the court, and you don't follow it. I didn't ask him to do anything illegal, immoral, unethical. I just asked him to tell me. I know what the privilege is. The privilege is the conversation. I didn't ask him about that. I wanted to ask him about who, the person, okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Steele has indicated to us that he does not believe he can answer that question without also violating the privilege.
Okay.
And Judge, that's why we're trying to figure out if it's criminal versus civil. So the issue is you're picking and choosing. You're saying, well, you get the bad side of criminal and no bond, but I really am actually trying to punish you civilly, which is when you hold someone until they comply.
Okay, let me think about it just a second, okay? I'm gonna take 5 minutes out and I'm gonna think about it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we'll be in recess about 5 minutes.
Nah, he said they was gonna be in recess about 5 minutes, but it really was about it was really an hour, because I remember I was watching this and I went to the gym.
All right, thank you, madam.
I waited for just sitting there waiting for it to go back to starting. So this is what he end up saying at the end of this. I think it's like a couple of more minutes left. 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Michael, he tried to get him out of this, man. They tried to get him out of this weird contempt that he's trying to do. He's trying to have it both ways.
Sergeant Brown, is everybody present? Needs to be present? All right, thank you for your patience, counsels. The court's had an opportunity to reflect, and Mr. Steele, if I could ask you to take the podium, please, as well. Now stand next to your attorneys.
Salute, Cali Kane. He didn't put his jacket back on. They made that seem like it was about
Okay,
to go
Ms.
to jail.
Merchant, Mr. Steele, and I apologize.
Mr. Susar, Judge.
One more time?
Susar.
What? Spell your last name for us.
SUSOR, Sierra, Uniform, Sierra, Oscar.
You're a good man. Good man. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Susar as well. All right, counsels, I've made a clarification to the order of contempt. Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you still hold you in summary criminal contempt pursuant to OCGA 15-1-3, subpart 3, for your failure to comply with my earlier order today. I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated at the Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt. Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends. And you'll be reporting to 901 Wright Street Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318 at 7 p.m. on Fridays. You'll be released on 7 p.m. on Sundays.
So now this man got to go to jail, the Fulton County Jail at that, every weekend at 7 o'clock on Friday, and then get out 7 o'clock on Saturday night. And then go through the week, you know what I'm saying, looking at this bald head motherfucker in court, threatening him with more jail time, more jail time, more jail time if he don't do what the fuck he want to.
and it's to commence this Friday, June the 14th at 7 p.m. and not to end until Sunday, August the 18th at 2024 at 7 p.m., subject to further order of this court. And that will be entered and e-filed, and you may take whatever steps you and your counsel deem appropriate after that, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm going to file a notice of appeal, but for whatever reason that doesn't take, and you don't give a bond, then I'd ask that I can be with Mr. Williams and we work on our case all weekend, for all those weekends. Otherwise, I can't prepare. I speak with Mr. Williams all the time.
That's up to you, and sir. I will, sir. If that comes to pass, you have my support. I will talk with our sheriff, and we may be able to make that work. Okay, if that should occur. Okay. All right.
Man, what kind of lawyer get to work with they goddamn work with the person that they trying to, you know what I'm saying, get free over the weekends, man. Michael's still a real one. He gonna go do time with Thug. Ain't that some shit, nigga gonna go do time with Thug to help him get off. But anyway, we're going to take a break, man, and I'll come back later on with a little bit more of this. Y'all, hold on real quick. Before we get out of here, since we talking about jailbirds, there's a jailbird right here that I want to, that I just pulled up. Man, y'all know that girl, Christian Rock. Old big dummy. So she tried to go see, Blueface at the courthouse, right? Because Blueface had a court date coming up. Dumbass girl forgot that she got a warrant out for her damn arrest. So while she up there talking about she trying to see her baby daddy, her dumb ass get arrested. So, and she always like to be on the damn internet.
Be downtown.
What happened, Christine? What happened, Christine?
I don't fucking know. They saying I got a whole nother case caught up in fucking downtown. I don't even be downtown. It's cool. I got my peoples looking into it. I don't know.
Excuse me, sir. What are you guys arresting her for?
Man, she really do got that damn tattoo on her face, man. That shit looks so goddamn dumb. And you gotta be stuck on stupid to do some stupid shit like that.
A whole nother charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
Remember she swung on Tamir Braxton, I think one of her stylists or something like that. Remember when we did that story and she thought she was supposed to be singing, and then it turned out that, you know, she wasn't, and then she punched the dude in the face. I think she broke his tooth or something. And she was already out on bond for that time when she stole Blueface truck trying to drive somewhere, but she ended up getting pulled over in Oklahoma, getting caught with some dope. Well, it's all coming back to catch her.
There's a warrant for her,
Right. You gonna record me the whole way?
The whole way, beautiful.
Why?
You're a big star.
Oh God, this is not big shit at all. This is messy. Like, you have to sit in the car. But who can like can I just like get talk to somebody because that don't make sense.
What happened?
Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat, man. We're gonna get up out of here for right now. We'll come back a little bit later. Yeah, got active ones showing up to the damn courthouse. Gots to be more careful. But we'll be back a little bit later. Y'all have a good day. Tell me what you think in the comments or whatever. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. What the likes look like. Let me see what the likes look like. Okay, we at 65 likes. So we did pretty good, man. I appreciate everybody that came through, enjoyed that. Everybody have a nice day. I'll see y'all a little later. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all join the other platforms. I hope. I guess I don't know if we've been dropping the other platforms, but we'll get that together. So let me go take a break. I'll see y'all a little later. Salute. Hey, baby, you know, you got comfortable just watching the live and shit. What happened to you, pushing the merchandise and other?
Mm-hmm.